Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you are doing well. Hope you're finding yourself in a good place today. Hopefully temperatures are right, not too hot, like you're not too cold. Just right, like that perfect bowl of porridge. Let's go and listen to some Biffy Clyro. Hopefully I'm pronouncing the name correctly. We're going to be checking out the track The Ideal Height. This is coming off their second studio album, The Vertigo of Bliss, which was released in 2003. We are checking this out as this was suggested and sponsored by Andreas. So Andreas, thank you so much for the recommendation. I appreciate that. I just noticed that by my camera lens, there's like a little cobweb there. Okay. You're looking good now. The band, Biffy Clyro. So the band name looks familiar. I feel like I've seen an album cover from them. I want to say the album cover was white and it had like either a red, pink kind of face on it or something like that. But I don't think that I've ever heard anything from the band. Let me see if that's true. I'm looking up their album covers right now. I'm not seeing a thing like what I thought. So I think I'm completely wrong then. I thought that they had an album that like it was a white background and there was something red or pink like on top of it or something. But apparently I'm completely wrong because I don't see anything looking through here that looks like that. Okay, let's go ahead and listen to the track. Naturally, we'll of course talk about it a little bit after. Here we go. They keep changing it.
Find the ideal height. How well do you think that you know me? I'll tell you now, I didn't even mean it. Circumstance predicts I slim the man. We hope that you
those little fun bits.
Remember instructions of heaven. Purpose, even the minions. But
I thought it was only 3 on that one.
Find the ideal height. How well do you think that you know me? I'll tell you now, I didn't even mean it.
I like that change.
Circumstance depicts I slim the man. How well do you think that you know me? How well do you think that you know me?
I like a little pullback.
Make it straight, go
We're gonna get heavy for a second. We're heading to our breakdown. That has a nice kind of shoegazy quality to it, but still being very heavy. Okay, let me start with like my summation of the track and my overall feelings, and then I can kind of get into this bit by bit by bit. So this particular track I think is completely fine. It does not blow me away, but it's not like anything bad, offensive, or anything like that. I think that is a completely fine track for, especially for the genre. Okay, and I've listened to a decent amount from like this kind of sound, right? Growing up and such. I do see that this is a single from the band. It says released as the first solo A-side single from their second album here in 2003. It perfectly sounds like it. This sounds like a track that I would hear on the radio. It's catchy, it gets my attention, and there's bits and pieces in here that like kind of pique my curiosity. And that's where I want to kind of go with this and with the band. This is the first time I'm hearing of them, and this does sound like a single from them, a radio kind of track. But let's talk about those bits. Let's talk about those pieces and those details. So first of all, I love that hesitation in the rhythm and in the playfulness of the drums and how they fill it in with just like a little tap on the bell or a little crash or a little hi-hat. Like, I like how it's not even like they fill those pauses with a big drum fill or anything. No, they just dee, 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 and then they move on. And the counting of them changes every single time. I was trying to catch them, but I need to listen again to really capture them all. But I thought that that was a really cool little nuance. It's something small that changes the whole flow of the song and changes the personality of it. But I really like that. And then the track is kind of steeped in like a kind of like a somewhat post-hardcore kind of sound. But there's once again these little parts of it that sound like they may have some more creative licenses and different creative directions that I'd be kind of curious to hear from them. Such as near we get to the ending, the outro of the track, it builds up into this guitar shoegazy kind of sound where it's very distressed, very distorted, but there's something also deeply melodic about that. I really like that sound. I've always liked that sound, and they do it amazingly here. Really phenomenal. And then there's those little bits where they kind of, I don't know what the proper term would be, but they kind of play with the pitch and kind of get into a heavier, very close to a metalcore kind of breakdown sound. But then they pull it back right before they kind of drop into that particular pit, and then they come back, like I said, to that shoegaze riff. So it's really cool how it seems like they edge you and down turn you towards this place, and then they bring you back. They pull you to the edge, and then they bring you back. But it all hints to me like that there's more to the band than this. That's what it all gets me. Because when you think of a single, I think of a song that is accessible for general audiences on the radio or any sort of, I guess now, streaming service or anything like that. It gets the general audience attention. But for those looking to find something a little bit deeper, there's also parts of that involved in the single as well. And I think that this track does a great job of doing exactly that. It's a great entry point. It's a great gateway into perhaps further listening from the band. And I think that they absolutely have something further listening in them, or to them, I should say. The vocals here. Simon Neil, who's also handling guitar. Really pleasant voice, fits in perfectly with the vibe here. James Johnston on the bass and vocals. Ben Johnston on the drums and vocals. I really like his drum playing. And just how, like I said, reserved it is, not being too busy, and really playfully playing with the different cymbals in the spacing there as well, and produced by Chris Sheldon. I see that they're on the Beggar's Banquet label, at least from this album as well. Which we've covered some bands from this label because they look familiar, such as Gary Newman, Two Way Army, Bauhaus, and Ice Cold Works. It goes on from there. And I want to say some more as well because the label looks familiar to me in more than just those bands that I just mentioned off here. But let's look at the lyrics for now. Let's go ahead and do that, shall we? You've opened the door to reason without invitation. Forget what you had, it vanished. Except for the minions, there's still something there. The smallest things. But we'll scratch away to find the ideal heights. We'll work our way to find that perfection that you're looking for. So, as he says, you've opened the door to reason. So now we can actually work on this. How well do you think you know me? I'll tell you now, I didn't even mean it. Circumstance predicts I slim the main. We hope that you don't remember instructions of heaven. Because everyone has a purpose, even the minions, even those things that were left behind. But we'll scratch away to find the ideal height. How well do you think you know me? Make the strain go away. Then it repeats from there. Make the strain, the struggle, the conflict go away. And once that's gone, we can work on finding the ideal height, the ideal situation for whatever you're looking for in this relationship between us. That's at least how I kind of read that part. We hope that you don't remember instructions of heaven, because everyone has a purpose, even the minions. Don't sanitize yourself and purify yourself too much, because even the minions, even those darker things that are left behind and working behind within you, have a purpose here. Something like that. I kind of feel from that. Something like that. I feel pretty good with that one. Let me know, of course, what you all thought of the track down below in the comments. I appreciate you, as always, being here and hopefully enjoying the music alongside with me. Andreas, thank you so much for the recommendation. I just messed up my microphone down here. Not this microphone, I have another microphone. Hope you're having a fantastic day, and I will see you all next time. Bye, guys.